We have been the whole day, we were talking about how this COVID developed the whole strategies to dealing with it and everything. Biggest challenge now is that we are entering into unlock 2. The thing is, we cannot this pandemic is going to stay for a while, and we cannot just live our lives just like that. We'll have to make some strategic changes in the places we are visiting, whether it is parks or theaters or workplaces, schools, colleges, and how can we improve them, or how can we design them in a way so that we can go there and visit there, have some fun. Because no fun make will make us a dull crowd, and already we are going through lot of stress. I will quickly share my slide with you. Okay, so I was talking about designing in post-COVID era, insights from ergonomics anthropology. Let me very quickly define ergonomics anthropology, because we have heard the term ergonomics and anthropology separately, but ergonomics anthropology is a complex synthesis of studies which have been formed at the borderline of anthropology, physiology, and psychology. And the ergonomic dimensions of the body serve as a basis for calculations of the parameters of working places and reflect posture and movement activity. So here, ergonomics anthropology, it is formed at the borderline of anthropology, physiology, and psychology. My presentation is basically focused on anthropological dimensions, because the biggest challenge which we will be facing after this pandemic will be how to take measurements, because somatometry is very important part of anthropology, and it is, and similarly it is very important part of ergonomics. And because if we talk about ergonomical anthropology, the role of anthropologists in ergonomics is basically related to determination of proper measurements of human body and designing things while taking care of environmental factors as well. So challenges I will be taking up little late, but just let me brush up through what is ergonomical anthropology. And ergonomics is basically three-phase system: human factors, environmental factors, total working system. We will have to accommodate all these three for proper functioning, so that a person can be safe, and he or she can work efficiently, and is at the same time with having reduced risk for injuries. All these things is comfortable, safe, and efficient. Okay, so our, if we narrow down to this thing, our role is basically related to finding out what are the basic, what is the difference between good design or bad design. Like if we are designing any product, anthropologists can able to identify, will be able to identify if that product is of bad design or good design. But during this COVID pandemic, we are not that much interested in product designing as we are interested in workplaces. Because uh, being a populated country, being a country which has got a lot of, I mean, people are crowded, we have crowded places everywhere, so we'll have to design our workplaces in a way that physical distancing is being maintained and there is low spread of this disease. Because as we all know, the basic structure of the disease, our main goal of anthropology is to reduce discomfort, reduce injuries and health problems, and increase productivity and quality of the people involved. But people, they might be single person or might be user population. It everything depends on the population we are keeping in mind. Like the importance is users for whom we are designing a particular workplace. Like if we are designing a office, we'll have to keep in mind the people who are coming to that office. Or if we are designing theater, we'll have to keep in mind how many people will be coming, how physical distancing can be maintained, all sort of things. So the researchers are still coming up, because we need lot of data to design specific products and workplaces. But I've done a lot of research in, we had this 4-month lockdown. I did some research on how we can come up with various strategies. And in most of the countries, people have started going back and they have started coming to offices. Even in India, people have started going to offices, and they are maintaining this some standards, so which can which is making them deal with the pandemic efficiently, because this will take a while. Things will take a while to get normal. So the current COVID crisis has like impacted three things large manner: health, whether it is our physical health or mental health or spiritual health. It has disrupted our health in any way. Travel, we if you think about travel, it's like it has become a distant thing. We keep on postponing our travels because it has become so difficult for thing. If you have seen the photographs, the pictures of the people who are traveling, even like whether it is they are taking flight or train, it's extremely difficult. Business, all sorts of business have suffered a lot. So the crisis has disrupted three major things. I'll basically focus on our workplace and occupational health. Challenges for us is our healthcare, transport, working sectors, they are not adequately designed to support human performance for large scale health crisis. So, so the aim of my study is to present few insights from ergonomic anthropology on designing, focusing on workspaces and workstations that can help overcome the current pandemic and similar large scale public health threats in future. So few there are I went through, I did some research, and there are few suggestions which can be done while designing any workplace. So first thing is standardization. We need to identify and standardize equipment here. Any equipment like the visual display terminal, or I mean the desktop, or the whole system where you are working, communication channels and everything. Because if you enter an office, you can see the small cubicles and people can just interact with each other, and because this disease is airborne, so we cannot take chances of continuing with the same infrastructure. So standardization is very important. Protective gear, the protective gear, we have been talking about protective gear since 2011 or so, but this because of this pandemic, protective gear has become very important. So in medical profession, I mean in medical professions or wherever we protective gear is important, it should be used. Protective gear which reduces the chances of developing marks on face, development of PPE suit according to the environmental condition. All these things are the PPE gears are basically required in medical these things. Remote work, assigning work to be done remotely should be primary strategy, because what we can do, we can assign some of the people can be assigned, they can work from home, they can work from the place of their interest. And because if everybody will come to the office, so it will highly disrupt everything. So and because the crisis has all of a sudden come to our head, and it will take some time before redesigning everything, because all of a sudden offices cannot be reconstructed. They can be restructured, but they cannot be reconstructed. For that we need some time. Okay, so another thing is workstation assignment. Workstation and workplace both are different thing. Workstation is the place where you are sitting and working. So the workstation should be according to that. In offices, most of it, I mean, even I'm hearing that in offices they are not providing any food at the cafeterias are shut and everything. So the workstation where a person is sitting should be designed in a manner that all his or her basic needs, uh, very primary needs are met, because they will have to carry their water and everything. Workplace designing, each workstation and equipment should be designed ergonomically by taking care of variation in human body measurements. Size of working stations should also be increased. Partitions should be made higher. We might have you might have seen in most of the photographs, the people where they are going to offices, the partitions are raised to a higher position, and so that they have this very little contact. They all are wearing and this headgears containing mask and all, because you cannot wear mask all the time. If you continuously wear that mask, the oxygen supply in your body get reduced and a person starts feeling fatigued. So while when a person is working, he or she should be in a very comfortable position so that there is no mental stress or physical stress, because if stress is there, efficiency will be reduced. So they can, another thing which they can do is shift scheduling. Shifts should be assigned to accommodate specific work population, like 30%. Our government also, in government offices, they said only 30% of people can come and rest 30% of them can come some other time. Circulation and wayfinding, implement visual way flooring like you can
Excuse
see
me,
in
Dr.
this picture.
Shivani. Excuse me,
Yes sir,
Dr.
I will.
Shivani. Yeah,
Yes sir.
I would request you to kindly speed up. Yes.
Yes,
We're
sir.
in
Yes,
rush
sir.
mode.
Only three slides are left. As you can see in this picture, circulation and wayfinding, implement visual way flow demarcation that indicate traffic flow. Ki you will have to walk in this particular area only. And another thing is inclusive designing. As you can read from my slide also, that people with disabilities are they are the hardest hit by COVID-19, and we should take care disabilities and old age also, which I forgot to mention because we have very less time. So they taking care of their need is also important. Checkpoints, implementation of checkpoints, for example, temperature check station and strategies to avoid overcrowding should be considered. And all this is leading to mental stress at mental well-being at workplace. So we can improve this by improving the work environment, implementation and evaluation of organization-wide initiatives to reduce the risk of fatigue and burnout, recommendations for assessment methods to quantify healthcare workers fatigue and burnout, agile development of mobile health tools to facilitate mental health self-management. Every challenge is an and I can conclude by this, every challenge is an opportunity, because opportunity to improve, to counter this crisis, we need to have multidisciplinary approach for managing safety and at work and other places. The need of the hour is to embrace new skills and designs, keeping in mind the local need of the user population, taking into consideration the changes that will occur post COVID-19 era. I wanted to mention about somatometry and how we can go about taking measurements during this time. Thank you so much for your patient listening.